Well, let's transition to this as the last topic.
Yeah, sure.
AIP Con announced officially with 30 customers, some big names. HCA Healthcare, for those that don't know, one of the largest private healthcare companies in America. Sampo Japan, biggest, largest insurance company in Japan. Miller's Ale House, that's like a Applebee's restaurant. Like, that surprised me that they need some Foundry. And then you got Intuit, New York, $150 billion public company, New York Stock Exchange, Cone Health, Genpact. Let's start off with you, Arnie. Your thoughts for AIP on Thursday?
Well, I'm obviously excited. I would say I was surprised by the panel of companies because I expected some bigger names or just names that I would recognize more. While here they seem to focus on sharing the how broad AAP could reach, because this CPKC is
It's a railroad company
from Canada. Yeah. So then you have another hospital, then Sintra, it is a tech company, if I remember correctly. So an insurance and a restaurant, and then Intuit, stock exchange. So basically, with these presentations, they really want to show leaders in different fields how what they have can be applied basically to everything. I think that's the important message. I don't remember. Well, the number of panels is quite similar to the others. I'm just looking forward for that.
John, any thoughts on AIP?
Yeah, I mean, I think one, you keep providing fire content. So, if you're not watching a Mitch channel, like I watched your video just recently on your thoughts on what the design for AIP is, right? This is not to it is to advertise, but it's to advertise to the operators, to the people that actually influence the decision making. It's not to, they will close deals, they will cross sell. Keep in mind, it's almost like every time they have a conference, you see an announcement from someone who presented that they have an expansion deal like a month or two later. But I really think, though, we're still in the evangelist phase. People don't know what Palantir is. And so if I'm in healthcare and I see HCA, who's one of the largest conglomerates, talking about how they're using this, I want to know. If I'm in transportation and I see this railroad do it, I want to know.
You just need one.
Huh?
You just need the big one big that sets the standard, basically.
Yeah. And then it cascades down. And you look at healthcare. I want to say healthcare is probably the fastest thing besides government that they're flying at. And where you look where all the data is and what systems are broken, I would probably say, other than education, which is a much tougher nut to crack, healthcare is one that they can really make an impact on really quickly.
So, Dom, I remember I asked you this question a month ago. I would like an update. Has it happened in your daily life that someone came to you talking about Palantir without maybe knowing that you?
Well, all my coworkers talk to me about it because they want to know if they should buy more.
You're the guy. You got to answer.
And outside your company, like while talking with clients, has the name of Palantir ever popped out?
Well, friends who know that I talk about it all the time, they want to know too if they should buy more. But no, it hasn't. But the problems that people talk about, like, it's funny. Palantir's logo is on my wallpaper. So when I do demos and stuff, like, it'll spark up conversations and stuff. Because I think everyone should be educated about it. Like, there's just nothing that's ever been created, and there's no conflict of interest in what I work at now. But there's so much unawareness on what this can do, and it's not trying to replace everything, but yet be the think of it as the nervous system of the body. So you got SAP, you got your ERP, you got your investment. You just cut a check to Microsoft for 10 mil. We're not trying to take all that away, but we are trying to make that data make sense for you so you can actually make real world decisions and actually be more profitable and be more agile. And that just spoke to me because I've worked at so many software companies. Like, that's pretty pretty dope.
And how would you rate what Palantir is doing in terms of strategy of selling? Because last year, this period, we were heavily criticizing, oh, come on, your go-to-market is kind of, obviously, the stock is
it
going
got
down.
so bad. I said Carp should make a TikTok account. I remember saying this. I was like, it's getting so bad. Like, maybe just blast him on TikTok. That'll sell the software.
Look, 1 year ago, we were discussing, oh, we should split government and commercial.
Hey, that was Chris.
Carp
That
should
was
go.
Chris. That wasn't we. That was
Don't put
people
that was Chris Patel. Let's just get that straight.
No, but we like, since it was a point, we were discussing things like, oh, Carp should go away. Let's find another CEO. And now thinking of these things, I would say sound kind of ironical. So many things have changed during the last year. Probably if we would have rated the perception of their go-to-market back then, the perception was a 4.
Yeah.
Maybe a 5. But now, how would you rate it from what you see?
First off, Alex, if you're listening, that was not me who said you have to go. You're a fabulous CEO. Keep doing what you're doing. No, I think that they're just operating on their own time frame, right? People are very impatient. We live in a very impatient world with returns and marketing. And what also appealed to me as an investor and still does is they are, and Amit talked about this in one of his last videos, was they are focused on the customer success. And so they're not focused on winning in a short sprint, but they're focused on winning customers for like life. Like, if I want you to run your entire business off of this platform, Arnie, am I going to have to spend a lot of time initially getting you used to it, fighting the political battles internally at your organization, having some small victories, and then scaling it to other departments? I know Matt can probably feel this from his company that uses Foundry. So I think that they're just moving at their pace, and now all of a sudden things are accelerating because people are realizing, like, crap, if I don't get on the train and figure out how to use AI, I'm going to be in trouble. And you heard it on the last earnings call. It was like the best statement. They said, for the first time ever, we have IT people talking to us saying, hey, what are you guys doing about like, in my own sales calls, people are asking me, even though it's not related to the field we're necessarily doing, or it kind of is, but they're like, hey, what's the generative AI plan? Like, everybody, like every CEO, CIO is like, hey, you better have a generative AI plan on my desk, soon. And so I do think that they're doing a great job of evangelizing on LinkedIn. I think they're doing a great job of the blogs. I think the conference, we said they should be the next evolution from this, and I just don't know politically like what their stance is on it, but I would love to see them at an RSA conference. I would like them to see them at a Gartner conference. Actually, they have been at a Gartner conference because they posted that on LinkedIn. But some of these more well-known, like AWS, like that's the next evolution of partnership. To see them at an AWS reInvent booth, at an Azure conference, at a GCP, because they're partners with all 3 big hyperscalers. So if you're
other companies like Snowflake are already there.
Oh yeah. Oh, all of them are. That's a given, right? And then it's a pay to play game too, right? Like, at the end of the day, the companies that want the biggest attention have the craziest booths, the best swag. It's just the nature of the business. But what I will credit to them, which I'm so proud as a shareholder, is keep in mind through the last year how they still have $3 billion in cash, 0 in debt, and continue to provide free cash flow, now are profitable. A lot of other companies were buying growth at all costs, and look what it got them. So from a fiscal responsibility, as a shareholder, you should be very proud of what that leadership's doing and having the foresight to not go crazy on buying growth.